Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm sharing a gripping story about a school bully and his victim. It's a tale that might strike a chord or feel relatable in ways you didn't expect, so stick around, you won't want to miss this. School bully sent me a nude. The hum of the computer filled the quiet room. The soft glow of the screen illuminated my face as I navigated through a sea of digital information, each click a distraction from the monotony of my day. It was late, too late, really, and I should have been asleep. But the internet has a way of swallowing time, leaving you lost in its endless maze. A notification broke my trance, its cheerful ping cutting through the stillness. I glanced at the screen and froze. A message from an unexpected source, Brandon. Brandon, the school's golden boy. Brandon, the star athlete with the dazzling smile and effortless charm. Brandon, who'd once been my tormentor. He was the kind of guy who seemed untouchable, the center of every party, every conversation. And yet, for reasons I could never understand, I'd been the target of his cruelty. It wasn't outright bullying, not exactly, no shoving into lockers or stolen lunch money. But the cutting remarks, the whispered jokes, the smirks as I walked by, those were his weapons. I hesitated, my cursor hovering over the message. A part of me wanted to ignore it, to shut the laptop and pretend it hadn't happened. But curiosity got the better of me, and I clicked. Hey, it read. How's it going? It was a simple greeting, but it felt loaded. Why was he reaching out? What did he want? Against my better judgment, I replied. Hi. I'm good. You? The response came almost immediately, as if he'd been waiting. Pretty good. Just saw you online and thought I'd say hi. The conversation began awkwardly, stilted and unsure. But as the minutes ticked by, the words started to flow. He asked about my classes, my hobbies, my plans for the future. His tone was friendly, even warm, so different from the Brandon I remembered. Curiosity morphed into intrigue as the days passed and our conversations continued. He wasn't just the golden boy anymore, he was witty, intelligent, and surprisingly introspective. We talked about everything, our favorite movies, our most embarrassing moments, our deepest fears. Bit by bit, the walls between us crumbled, and I saw a side of him I never knew existed. One night, as our messages drifted into more personal territory, he admitted something that caught me off guard. You know, I wasn't always fair to you, he typed. I said things I shouldn't have. I was a jerk. I stared at the words, my chest tightening. It was the closest he'd ever come to apologizing. Why? I finally replied. Why were you like that? His response came slowly, each message a fragment of the truth. I guess. I was insecure. I had this image to keep up, and I thought putting others down made me look better. It was stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. His honesty disarmed me, and against all odds, I found myself forgiving him. As the weeks went on, our relationship deepened. It wasn't just messages anymore, it was video calls late into the night, stolen moments of laughter and connection. He'd become someone I could confide in, someone who understood me in a way few people did. Then came the night that changed everything. It started like any other conversation. We were talking about our favorite childhood memories when, out of nowhere, he sent a picture. Not just any picture, a naked picture of himself. My heart raced as I stared at the screen, my emotions a whirlwind of shock, curiosity, and unease. What are you doing? I typed, my fingers trembling. Just wanted to show you, he replied, his tone maddeningly casual. I didn't know how to respond. Part of me wanted to shut it down, to end the conversation and put this behind me. But another part, a darker, more curious part, kept me rooted in place. You like it? He asked. I hesitated, my breath catching in my throat. Yeah, I finally typed. I guess. It was a line crossed, a boundary shattered. From that moment on, our relationship took a more intimate turn. We exchanged photos, videos, words whispered in the dark. It was thrilling and dangerous, a secret world where we could be ourselves without fear of judgment. But the thrill came with risks, and the line between fantasy and reality blurred. Late one night, Brandon asked to meet in person. "Are you sure?" I asked, my anxiety spiking. "I want to see you," he said. "Not through a screen. Just us, no distractions." We met in a secluded park under the cover of darkness. My heart raced as I saw him waiting, his silhouette illuminated by the moonlight. He smiled when he saw me, a smile that felt different now, softer, more genuine. The first touch was electric, a spark that ignited something neither of us could ignore. We kissed, tentatively at first, then with a passion that consumed us both. Our secret meetings became a routine. Late at night, away from prying eyes, we explored the depths of our connection. But with every stolen moment, the risks grew. The fear of being discovered loomed over us like a shadow, and the emotional toll began to weigh on me. One night, after a particularly intense encounter, I voiced my fears. "What if someone finds out?" I asked, my voice trembling. He sighed, pulling me close. "We'll deal with it. Together." But his reassurance did little to quell my anxiety. The inevitable happened on a day that started like any other. A misplaced phone, a forgotten text, and our secret was exposed. The school buzzed with rumors, our names whispered in hallways and classrooms. Brandon, the golden boy, and me, the quiet outsider, we were the center of a scandal. The fallout was brutal. Brandon lost his untouchable status, and I became the target of scrutiny and ridicule. Friends turned into strangers, and the weight of judgment bore down on us both. But through it all, we clung to each other. Our bond, forged in secrecy, proved stronger than the storm that surrounded us. "I'm not letting go," Brandon said one night, his voice steady despite the chaos. "I don't care what anyone thinks." His determination gave me strength, and together we faced the consequences of our actions. Years later, I often think back to that time in my life. It was a whirlwind of emotions, a dangerous obsession that shaped me in ways I couldn't have imagined. It taught me the power of human connection, the fragility of love, and the importance of trust. It taught me that even the most unexpected people can change, that forgiveness is possible, and that the darkest moments often lead to the brightest of futures. Most of all, it taught me that life is messy and complicated, but sometimes, the risks are worth it. Even when the stakes are high. Even when the world is watching.